Welcome, everybody, and welcome to
Hey!
another Wednesday of TLU. Let's talk about it. My name is John, and this is my.
It's me. Oh, I never know if you're gonna say my name or not. So
And then,
sorry.
okay, so you want? Okay, I'll say it. My name is John, and this is my wife Ash.
What's up? ¿Qué la que?
And it has been a while. It has been a while for a Wednesday TLU news, and talking about a lot of stuff. I kind of missed it. I missed it,
Mhm.
and I'm excited to talk about it. Uh,
Uy, ¿qué pasa, Johncito bonito?
Chocito, yay, bonito. Hi.
Uy, vamos a hablarle. We're talking about Boruto hoy.
Yeah,
Tú
honestly,
sabes.
I was on my way even watching it a little bit more. And I kind of started changing my opinion a little bit, actually. No lie.
No lie.
No lie.
No
But
lie.
we'll talk about it close to the segment, which is in the movie segment. But something that I wanted to, I know Ash didn't want to talk about it, but I just want to throw a glimpse there that we might be in the future opening a new, segment. So, what? Oh,
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
Is it?
Did we talk about this? No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Yeah, we just wanted to open
Well,
a segment later on.
yeah, the point is we're working on some stuff, some new things that we want to add to our platform, and we've been talking about it. We're just waiting for the next couple of weeks to wrap up so we can actually dive into the legacy universe like fully now that we are back and we finally have our computer working again. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Streamlabs. You have not failed us. So as soon
Yeah.
as we have, yeah,
Code yes. It was code yes.
as soon as we have more details, we will let you guys know on our social media and our Discord community. So
Yes, definitely.
yeah.
I told you so. Hey,
Te lo
I,
dije, bacalao.
yes. So
Yes,
I
you
needed to
did.
continue watching it. So it's my better.
I mean,
Anyway,
we kind of said it though. We said like this is how we feel, but we want to watch it to see if it changes, and it did. So
yeah. So anyway, before we begin, we just wanted to say what we have done this week, but that is pretty much Ash's section right there.
yeah. So basically, I'm here to give you guys a friendly reminder that if you want to rep the Legacy Universe merch, just like John has a T-shirt. Do you have your T-shirt right? Legacy
Yeah.
Masters. If you want to rep Legacy Universe / Legacy Masters merchandise, don't forget that you can visit tinyurl.com/TLU merch. That is where we have all of our awesome designs, such as From Our Land to the Universe, which is our signature astronaut with the Puerto Rican, Dominican, and United States flag. We have a Legacy Masters design done by Saturn_Strawberry, who is awesome. Please follow her on Instagram. And we have a Throw It Into the Universe t-shirt. And if you are fans of Legacy Masters, we have t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops. It's getting really hot outside.
Yes, it
And
is indeed.
mugs with our Legacy Masters logo. So visit www.tinyurl.com/TLU merch so you can get your awesome Legacy Universe merchandise and show your legacy pride. And that's it.
Yeah,
We're
that's
working
it.
on some stuff too. I'm working
Hmm.
on a very fun video for our YouTube channel.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's different and it's
Yes.
from our trip in Washington.
Yes.
So
It's
which was this past weekend. We went to Washington with my parents and we had a blast. It was amazing. So
yeah, it is it is my first.
our first time.
Is it a blog? Is that a blog?
I would say a
No.
compilation of best moments because
Right?
it's not a full blog because we didn't vlog when we were on our way and then we didn't vlog when we came
Yeah.
back. So I would say
Okay.
it's gonna be like a fun compilation of our best moments at the National Mall, which includes the Washington Memorial. It includes the Lincoln Memorial. the White House, the Capitol, and when we went to see the Washington Nationals, who, by the way, congrats, they actually won the game that we went to.
Oh, by a scare.
But yeah,
They were
because
like,
at the end they were this close to being, empatado. Pero yes, he has seen
I
Supergirl
have seen Supergirl.
on and off.
Yes,
but he has.
indeed. I
But
have.
he has.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a compilation of some great moments in Washington, including some other things that we found along the way. Because the great thing about that trip was that everything was so close to the hotel, so we walked everywhere and we found so many theaters, so many landmarks, and it was really fun. So I'm working on that. Hopefully, it'll be up this week. I mean, it has to be because we're not going to be here next week, so I have to get on that. But it'll probably be between tomorrow and Saturday. It'll be up on our channel so you guys can enjoy. And it's going to be a compilation video in Spanish. So that's going to be like a first. That's going to be like a first, not a first, but like a first in a vlog type of way in our channel. So stay tuned. I'll announce it.
It'll be our first. So
yes.
But Metaverse is here.
Hello, Metaverse. Oh my god. Wait,
what?
I'm gonna come back because I actually didn't change. I'm on Wi-Fi. I didn't change the internet, so I'll be right back. Me avisó y me asusté.
Wait. Before you go. Okay. I sent you a message. Sorry.
Oh wait. You got to answer that question. Wait. Oh, John, I was wondering if you had to choose, what would you choose, the Mets or the Nationals? Make a choice and I'll leave. Qué difícil. You got to answer this before I switch my internet and come back.
So
make a choice.
Here's the problem with that. The problem with that is because I would choose, if it's based on the uniform, I would choose the Nationals. If it's based on the team, I would probably choose the Mets. Now, the uniform is cooler. That's why, If it's based on that, I would choose
the title cards. The title cards, when the players would come out, like they would say like Juan Soto, and they would be like.
The stadium really cool. Is at a very good location. The stadium is at a very good location, and I freaking loved it. I freaking loved it.
Like you don't even, I mean, you should go to the game to see it, but you don't even have to go to the game because everything is close to the park. So you can either go to a bar, or there's this bar called the Dugout, and it's actually like I think it's 3 floors, and it simulates like a dugout in a baseball field, and you can actually see the game in like the big screen or even like through the bleachers. So my mind was blown away. I was blown away. Not my mind was blown away. I was blown away.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had my mind blown. Right?
Yeah. So I would just choose Washington if it's based off of the stadium itself and all that. Like the structure of the stadium inside. Like if you're going through the halls, I don't like it. If you go outside, like inside the ballpark, but just to watch the game, it is so great because everything is visible. Like not a level is not blocking you. Like nothing is blocking you. Wherever you sit, you can see the entire ballpark. And honestly, the best places where you could sit on is the left field, which is where we were. And it was perfect because the exit is right behind you. There's a bathroom right behind you. The sky is like right there with you. Fresh air. There's. It is so good. It is so good.
Yeah. Anyway, it was really fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Okay. I'm gonna come back, guys. I'm gonna let John, keep talking about.
I'm gonna start it off. Yeah.
And then I'll be back. I gotta change my Wi-Fi. If not, this is not gonna work out. So peace.
Hi. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well, we're gonna start off with the first news of the day, and we're actually jumping into the gaming universe, and this is very interesting. It's gonna be super fun because he's not watching. Jay, I don't know if he's watching or not. Chuck Topper, Theo, but this news is great. We got Dead by Daylight announces that Resident Evil is going to cross over to the nightmares. Yes, indeed, people. Resident Evil is going to cross over to Dead by Daylight. This was announced, I believe, today. It was up. It was updated. The news, and here goes the article. Actually, each survivor will come with 3 perks that fans will be thrilled to enjoy. Flashbang, one of Leon's perks, marks a first by enabling players to spawn an entirely new item. Upon reaching a certain rate of repair progress on generators, Leon will be able to hide in a locker and craft a flash grenade, which can then be used to distract or blind the killer temporarily. Those who prefer to play as killer will have their share of excitement too, as they will get the embodied Resident Evil very own Nemesis, known in games as the Tyrant. This monstrous character can infect what? Oh my gosh, what? Oh, wait Yo, sorry guys. Ashley interrupted me because the internet is not connected for her to actually whoops. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. That was technical difficulty right there. What is the Legacy Universe without something getting fucked over? I'm kidding. That's always happening everywhere. Done. Thank you. Yeah, I am sorry. Let's jump back into the news. Yeah, right there. But yeah, to counter his harmful strikes, a survivor can rely on vaccines peppered through their maps. Oh my goodness. Okay. Available in limited quantities, the shots will help relieve the survivor's infection and allow them to continue on their mission to fix generators, open the gates, and save their lives. So it looks like they're actually implementing a little bit of Raccoon City and Resident Evil themselves, apart from just the characters. They're implementing these things based on how they get infected, how they use the serum to not get infected or to just stop the infection itself. But it's really cool to know that that is actually an add-on of the game to the game. And of course, we also got Jill Valentine. Let me see if I don't think they have it in the article here. They are not speaking about her. That's so weird. Yeah, I don't see anything about. Wow, that's harsh. Okay. Anyway, Jill Valentine's going to be there as well. So that's cool. Ashley, if you're there, I don't know if you're there. Are you there?
Hi,
there you go.
I'm
I thought you
here.
were going to add yourself because you could do that,
No, I was giving you some space so you could do your news.
Okay,
I didn't want to interrupt you.
But yeah,
What's
so what do you think about the news? Because I know that now someone is gonna hammer me to try and play this game, and it's my uncle. Well, you too, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, see, que Tio Juan told us like a long time ago that we should all play it. Now is the time. I'm excited for this. I think it's a collaboration that when I saw it this morning, I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Why didn't this happen until? Yeah, I was surprised that it didn't happen until now. I like the concept, or I like the fact that you can actually be Nemesis in this game. I think that's gonna make it really fun, and I really want to play this game now, like for real. So even if we do it on Twitch or offline, I'll join, so we can all play it.
I would like to do a live one. Yeah. Honestly, so that
I want to do a live one with the Discord community. I think it'll be fun. Anybody who has the game on our Discord community can join, and we can have like a Fright Night situation. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, I agree. Now that the servers for Friday the 13th are actually, getting shut down or are shut down. I'm not sure if they're shut down already or are getting
Mhm.
shut down because the game is not getting love anymore.
Yeah.
And it was one of my uncle's favorite games, like
I
play
loved it
horror and
when you
slashes.
guys,
When we were
yeah,
playing, you remember
it
when we
was so
played?
funny. It was
It
so, yeah,
was
I think I played once when you were live,
it was
and
one of our first
I was
streams.
really bad. I was really bad at it. Yeah, it was one of our first streams, and I remember that one time you were playing and I started laughing. So Giancarlo, your cousin
Oh
actually
my
he
god!
found out where
Yeah.
John was because I was laughing so hard. Yeah. Those were good times, man.
A triple. A
Oh my god, good times. I miss those good times.
Anyway, let's jump into the second news of the night. Today we're just jumping back into the speed of things, and then it will change a little bit more with time again. We will lose, but it's getting back into the hang of things.
Yeah.
But anyway, jumping into the next news is PlayStation to expand into mobile games and apps. This is something that, of course, and for obvious reasons, PlayStation has not joined in yet, but there is a huge monopoly, a
Mm-hmm.
huge market
Huge.
into app and mobile games. And I can really attest to that because I played the game, what you call it, Disney
What?
Sorcerer's
Wow.
Arena.
What you call it?
I played
I
the
like that
game.
game. What's it about?
Oh, what you call it is
Yeah.
when you try to guess exactly what I'm thinking,
Oh.
and then you say it.
So it's
But
about a
if
watchy, but then you call it? That's how it works?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes,
Okay.
you attempt to call it, but are you watching?
It's
No. So,
wow.
but yeah, so pretty much, the article was made by Jordan Allman in IGN, and it was live today. And it says that PlayStation is planning an expansion into mobile and game apps. The news was revealed thanks to a set of investors' relations documents published on May 26th, today. Within the document, Sony Interactive Entertainment's CEO Jim Ryan talks about the future expansions into the service, mobile, and social arenas. Social arenas is weird. Like, I don't know how you're gonna jump into socials, especially like gaming. I hope it's not another Facebook type of thing.
Oh,
We're-
yeah. Well, remember that
it could.
they have a partnership with Discord now. I wouldn't be surprised if
Oh,
that's going to be included in
okay.
this whole
I guess
bundle of a
yes.
situation. So,
Yes, potentially using exciting Sony first-party IPs. We have been thinking about how players enjoy our content, and have had some early success with experimenting with mobile games and apps to provide more choice to gamers. Ryan notes. More specifically, he points out that PlayStation rosters of first-party IPs can transition to smartphone gaming and complete our AAA games or live service games. Now, just to finish the article so that I'm not assuming, I'm not guessing on this. He continues to say, quoting, we are exploring the mobile market with some wonderful PlayStation franchises, so please stay tuned. Ryan says, it's not clear what franchises will be part of this mobile experiments of how these projects will take shape, but it seems fair to expect more mobile experiences from PlayStation in the future as part of a push to welcome millions of new gamers to the PlayStation family.
nice.
I will say that this is a smart thing to do business-wise. Because, again, I play Disney Sorcerer's Arena. I play Galaxy of Heroes. I play what was it
Marvel
called?
Strike
Marvel Strike
Force.
Force. Yes, I started to play one game, One Piece. One Punch Man.
Mhm.
I play like 3 different games of Naruto, a mobile game, but
Attack on
mostly
Titans too.
I. Joe, I wish. I wish. There's no Attack
Bleach.
on Titan
No,
one.
Bleach. You were
Bleach.
playing one with
I play
Bleach. Yeah.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Yes. And it is a very smart thing to do because microtransactions. Now then, okay, here's the deal with mobile games. All right, the problem with mobile games is the same problem that you got with things that are console based and have the same function. What I mean by this is when there's microtransactions, there will be people that will use their own money they can spend with to try and get an advantage on everybody else and on everyone pretty much. So if, let's say, for example, I'm playing Galaxy of Heroes. For those who don't know, it's a very cool mobile game of Star Wars. I freaking love it, but it is a grinding mother freaking game.
Yeah, you need money for it. And Disney sources, but you need money for Disney Sources Arena too, in my opinion.
Yes, but that one is more of a grind than Disney Sources Arena. Because the game has been out for 5 years. Disney Sources Arena has only been out for 1 year. Yeah, it actually came out in March when the pandemic hit. So it was perfect. So then when people downloaded that game, that was the only thing that they would be doing. Probably the ones that don't have a console, they would be doing that because they couldn't be. No games could be shipped. Nothing could be shipped. Like there was like the shipping for things stopped like for a month, I think it was, or 2. I'm not quite sure. But before I continue, I want to say, hey Bambi, how you doing? I've died.
Hi, Bambi.
To Lady Demetrius on
purpose.
Of course
you did.
Hi everyone.
Of course you did. But hi, thank you for being here.
Yes.
I'm very intrigued about people's obsession, not to forget about the topic at hand.
Okay.
But I'm very intrigued about the obsession with this character in Resident Evil because I think she's a really cool freaking character, but I think it's for different purposes. Like I think she's voice acted really well, and her look is very demeaning and all that stuff. So I like her because of that. But people are going crazy for this lady. I'm very impressed about it. So
yeah, I'm impressed with her, but I'm not like. It's a great character, you know. But I mean, we'll see how it continues.
She's
when we keep
terrifying.
Playing. Yes.
If you guys haven't played Resident Evil Village, she is it gets to a point in the game where she follows you and
like the
it's
tyrant.
Terrifying. Yeah, like the tyrant. It's terrifying, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, but as I was saying, jumping back into the topic with Galaxy of Heroes, in order for you to get an advantage on the game early at the game's release, or when you actually just jump into the game, and if you want to be ahead with everybody else, you got to spend a few bucks here and there if you want. If you're not that desperate to just go in there, like for example in Galaxy of Heroes, there's actually something called I believe is the speed pass or something like that. I forgot. Hyperdrive bundle. The Hyperdrive bundle.
Oh,
the Hyperdrive bundle.
That's the one that's like $100. I remember that you got it and then you got it for me, right?
Yes, but it is so beneficial.
Yeah,
it is. It is, honestly, I could tell you it is the one thing that I would say if you're going to buy one thing and nothing else in this game, it is the Hyperdrive bundle. The reason why you should buy the Hyperdrive bundle is because all your characters have a max level to 85. And for you to get to 85, you need at least a year of grind in this game. That Hyperdrive bundle advances you an entire year of progression for almost 50 characters that they give you. So you're ahead of it. They put your characters up to 5 stars, which the max stars is 7. And 5 stars, you can unlock certain legendary characters. Not all of them, but you can. Usually it's up to 7 stars, but they put you ahead by 5. So all you only need is 2, and that's where the grind starts. And the best thing you can do is also find a guild. Now it's going to be hard to find a guild now in the in the state that the game is because almost everybody has progressed. I'm quite sure you're going to find people that are starting off in the game, but yes. But if we go based off of this, IPs. What IPs actually do you think PlayStation could use to create mobile games? What are games that they own themselves, like their own exclusive games that they can use for mobile?
I mean, the first 2 games that come to mind is The Last of Us, I would say. Yeah. Well, to answer Bambi's comment, I'm not doing the boss with her. I killed the 2 daughters that were left, and that's going to be all John on Saturday. So I'm just saying. The first game that comes to mind, obviously, it's The Last of Us. I think that maybe
That'd be interesting.
they can include like a not a multiplayer, but something similar like they did with the multiplayer, that you can be your own character, you can craft, you can probably play online with other people and form your groups and your forts and get your supplies and all that stuff. I think Uncharted would be a great opportunity as well, but I'm also thinking that I would love to see a Ratchet and Clank game on the mobile. Hey, Sparrow.
Azúcar Pips, ¿qué es la que hay, Sparrow?
Qué bueno verte por aquí. Te iba a decir, Sparrow, que no sé qué sucedió, pero I'm glad that everything is okay. Que qué bueno que todo está
Yes.
bien y qué bueno que estás de vuelta.
Qué
So,
bueno, sí, mano, de verdad.
sí,
Just
sí.
to give you guys a heads up, whoever's joining in, we're talking about PlayStation being expanding their horizons to mobile games and apps. And right now, Ash is giving us what IPs, what games does she think would be a great fit, or that Sony would actually, incorporate into the mobile gaming universe. As I already explained, how it really can benefit them. And it's a great move on their part. Even though some people might not like and spend on microtransactions, it's still the smartest business move that they have, because what else can they do? This would be the next move. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ash, continue.
Yeah, no, I would say Ratchet and Clank. They have a game that's available on PS Now, which is like a co-op game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you go to different stages, but every stage has like different bosses. You get different equipment. You upgrade your equipment along the way, and I think now that they've announced this, and of course the new Ratchet and Clank is coming out soon. I think that would be great to see on a mobile game. I think it'll do really well. So I'm reaching more towards Ratchet and Clank, but I think The Last of Us would be a very interesting co-op multiplayer-ish game for the phone as well.
Sorry.
And I think the whole thing is it's great to see, because I have the PlayStation app on my phone, and I think, and you have it too. And I think it's really impressive when you're like downloading a game and you can see the status on your phone. Like, your game is downloaded. Yes. You have a new update. You have this and that. You can send your screenshots and your messages and all that stuff. So I think this is pretty cool. I'm honest.
And I really think that there's like a lot more IP that they can use. Like, for example, they also have what was this? Oh, Horizon Zero Dawns. They have God of War. They have all these. Like, they can use any IP they have and turn it into a mobile card game. They can turn it into an RPG, like a turn-based game.
Oh, no. They already have that. I was gonna say Gwent from The Witcher, but there's already a game.
Right? No, that's it. Just and you're right. They can turn it into a card game. Gwent is a card game, so they can turn like Gwent from The Witcher is based off all the characters in that universe, but turn into a card game. So they could do that with any franchise they have. They can turn it into a turn-based game franchise, which is just like Galaxy of Heroes. My turn, attack, their turn, attack. And there could be a story behind it. But there's so many games that they could do. I think that a great turn-based game for Sony, for PlayStation, would be the saga of God of War. Because now it's continued, so they can just continue like the mythologies with them. They could put all the mythical characters in that area, Greek, Norse, and they're going to go to the Egyptian side. Actually, they're going to go into the Arab side. There's a lot of things that they could do with that, and they're going to do it with the franchise in the games, because there's already there's some spoilers in God of War, the new game that came out, that that actually entails to that. But before we jump into the next thing, I'm going to read a comment. And do you have anything else to say?
No, I totally agree. I want you to read Sparrow Wolf's comment. Yep. I know that's what you're talking about.
MOA gaming for me should be a pick and play kind of thing. So something based off an IP but not a mimic. Example, Infinite Runner from Crash Bandicoot. Candy Crush puzzle version of Uncharted puzzle, a version of Tricky Towers, a God of War RPG, etc. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It. I don't want it. I don't want it to be a completely new IP, but um, the God of War one, it would be the RPG one. I would
Yeah.
say it would be the RPG one. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly the one I'm talking about. Like it would go like that. So yeah, who knows, man? I completely agree with this. And
And
then
I
Mhm.
like the idea of the Crash Bandicoot because all I'm thinking about is kind of a Subway Surfers type of thing or Temple Run, which is I love those
A
games.
temple run of that would
I
be great
even of
because
Uncharted too,
that's
it
pretty
could
much what
work
they
as
do.
Uncharted, and then you can unlock all of the characters. Like you can get Nathan, Sully. I almost said Drake, but that's the same person. Nadine
Hmm.
and Elena, all of that too. So I think, yeah, that would be. I would love a Crash Bandicoot one that's like Temple Run. That would be hilarious.
Unas bricas de Final Fantasy 7, papi,
Ooh,
mata.
papá. Que.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Eso
we
estaría
got it.
brutal.
We got it. We got it.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I really want to see what they can do with this. And
Hmm.
again, like I said, I play Disney Social Arena, I play Galaxy of Heroes and Star Wars, I play Bleach, I play Naruto, I played a lot of mobile games.
He
And
plays a lot.
it's really cool. You remember the Gears of War mobile game? I do not. I didn't even know there was one. How was it? Algo así whimsical.
Oh, we
I
got it.
got
We got to search that on
I gotta
YouTube.
look for it porque no tengo idea. I have
Yeah.
no idea. Because the games that I have, the RPG, like there's certain RPG games that I have are Bleach. Like Bleach has RPG, and certain Naruto games that I have are RPG. Like you go around, smack and pop, 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 and you got like 3 attacks. Boom, boom, boom. Move to the next stage. Pop, pop, pop. Done. And there you
I
go.
love the sound effects.
Pop, pop, pop.
Va
Done.
para lado, pu, pu,
Pop,
pu,
pop,
va
pop.
para el
Done.
frente, pa, pa,
Pop,
pa,
pop,
va
pop.
para atrás, pu, pu, pu,
Pop,
pu, pu, pu,
pop,
pu, 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 pu.
pop. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. It's really cool. Um, so yeah, let's jump into the last topic of gaming, and it is Overwatch 2 5v5 decision met with backlash from fans.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so fans are outraged because of the decision that was made for Overwatch 2 to be a 5v5 game instead of a 6v6, what they normally do. But I'm going to read the article that came out on the 24th of May by Jason Guisao. Está bien Guisao. And it says a lot of exciting as well as controversial news.
Mi joyo.
Mihoyo dropped last week during the Overwatch 2 PvP presentation. The snippets of content and changes that were revealed. One major divergence from the first Overwatch had the community reeling. The sequel is dropping the standard PvP count from 6v6 to 5v5. This means that instead of running the classic 2-2-2 teams composition, teams will be forced to spawn into matches with one tank, two damage heroes, and two supports. This also means that you might have to juggle your party rotation since one person will always be unable to queue in with your team. Consequently, the 5v5 decision is getting a lot of pushback from the Overwatch player base. According to esports website Invin Global, fans have drafted a petition on change.org to sway Blizzard into reverting the big PvP count change. Peter Levi, the Overwatch player that started the petition, wrote, Overwatch has its fair share of issues. Queue times and shield metas have been a long-standing problems in Overwatch game design, but switching to 5v5 has no guarantee of fixing these issues, and it will cause harm to the Overwatch community. Unquoting. Petitioner Peter Levi would also go on to offer a potential solution to, quoting, making tanks fun to play, either by making and releasing new tank champions at a faster pace or by redesigning exciting ones. Would be a much better way to get more players to play tank, whilst also changing the metagame. I'm quoting, "It's worth nothing that Blizzard is planning on adding interesting passive abilities to each role in order to give every hero inherited values on the battlefield. How that will affect day-to-day matches when the game releases remains to be seen." And I mean, I'm gonna be quite honest. I don't play Overwatch as much, and however the community is feeling. Oh, hey, Jelly Beaner, Jelly
Hi,
Beaner.
Jelly.
Hey, Jelly.
Long time no see.
Wow, I love the photo. I love the photo. And that's a mixture right there of I don't know what that's a Family Guy and Thanos. I forgot his name. It's a guy from Family Guy. It looks like him.
Isn't it Peter?
I
Peter?
think
I think it's Peter.
I think it is. Maybe I forgot. I
Sally.
don't watch it as often like that, so I kind of don't know the actual name like it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't play Overwatch 2 as often. I mean, Overwatch 1 as often as you do. And
I
to
love
be cool,
Overwatch.
to be quite honest, when I actually played it, I usually wasn't playing a tank. I was usually playing a healer. I was playing Mercy all the time,
Mercy.
and
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm hands down. I gotta say,
Okay.
I was pretty fucking good.
Okay.
I was pretty fucking good.
I mean, listen, I don't usually.
Like
I don't
nobody would die in my watch. Pun
Listen,
intended to Overwatch.
in Overwatch. No, listen, I don't usually brag about if I play good or not in a game. Well, you know what I mean. I don't usually brag if I play really good in a game, but I feel like I'm really good at Overwatch. Like I think I've mastered it pretty well, and I'm usually a tank. I usually play Diva, and if I don't play Diva, I play Osiris. I think it is. That's the other tank. That's the other tank that your sister uses,
Yeah.
and I've never had a problem with getting the characters that I want, at least in the tank area. I think the shooters are the most difficult ones. So I could see this decision affecting probably the people that love using the shooters, like Tracer. Tracer is one of my favorite ones to use, and Reaper as well. If I have to use like a shooter, but I've only used those characters in the special events that they did, because I think last month Overwatch launched 2 special events where you could only pick certain characters, and that I think one mission it was a couple of shooters including Tracer, so I used Tracer for the first time, and then the other one was again shooters and it was Reaper, and I had to use him. And I mean, I remember I asked you this morning about what were your thoughts on this, because I usually play with only 2 people, which are your sisters.
Yeah, so this
I don't see I don't know how it affects bigger parties that play into this game, but I know that also the game has already been receiving a lot of backlash because a lot of people were telling the company, why are they launching a second game, like a brand new game, instead of either updating or expanding the one that's already available?
Because it doesn't benefit them.
Exactly. That's
because
what I
it
told.
doesn't benefit
That's what I told your sisters. Not going to make
monetarily.
money.
They're
Yeah,
not
they
gonna make
already
the same
don't make
money.
money. They already don't make money. No hay problema.
No problema, no problema.
No
Of
problem.
course, of course. To be quite honest, my thoughts on this is, this is this is mostly honestly affecting the hardcore gamers for Overwatch. That's why it's called the Overwatch community. Because any casual gamer like I am, like you are, it really doesn't affect me that much. Now, what it said here about now, I'm quoting here, where was it? Okay, so this means instead of running the classic 2-2-2 team composition, teams will be forced to spawn into matches with 1 tank, 2 damage heroes, and 2 supporters.
Okay, I see.
Honestly, learn the freaking new strategies, man.
I mean, I've had to do it. I love using Diva. I don't always get her because everybody loves Diva.
I mean, you're gonna tell me, oh, because now it's gonna fall in line. Now we don't have the same tanks. Yo, what it's equal, it's not an advantage. Like, it's gonna be equal for everybody in the world. 5v5. It's not going to be 5v6 or whatnot. I'm not in the game as often to know exactly what technical difficulties people are talking about that actually has a problem with.
The
But
queue, I would say the waiting time and the queue times are really bad in this game.
okay, so that is something that I can actually change with the PlayStation 5 because the PlayStation 5 has eliminated like a lot of the waiting time. Like before in the MLB games, I used to wait like 30 seconds to 30 seconds to almost a minute for me to jump into a Diamond Dynasty game. Now I can't even look at the freaking opponent's team because it doesn't last more than 5 seconds. So I'm like, every time I'm trying to look at the lineup while I'm in the waiting room, I'm like, oh, fuck, I missed it. Who's pitching? Who's the last batter? Like, I missed the waiting time, but in quite honestly, in the most beneficial way, I don't miss it at all. It is great that thing is going fast, and that's gonna change when they make it into this new wave of new hardware like the PS5, like the Xbox One X. Like it's changed, but again, what is equal is not an advantage. So when people say, "Oh, now you're going to eliminate the strategies that were made. Now it's only going to be one tank and stuff," I kind of really, and I'm not trying to be hard on people that love this game and like compete and like that. But guys, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, put in the comment section below what am I missing that it is such a big deal that it is now a 5v5, so in a negative way, than a 6v6, which was the most beneficial way for players. So I'm not, I'm not walking into this like either, ignorantly, but from my standpoint as a casual gamer of Overwatch, I don't see the damage if it's going to be an equal side, But
yeah, I agree, and I think that's why I brought up this this article, and I even asked you this morning before we even talked about it today on the show, because again, I only play with your sisters. I only play with Bipolet and Z Lazy Pants, and that's kind of it, So we're a party of 3. We usually get the characters that we want, and if we don't, we adjust to playing other characters that we either learn to use or we've had to learn to use in order to play the game. But I really think that I understand. I don't understand the decision, but I do understand them deciding to launch a sequel to this game because even though I love Overwatch, I think that the game that we all have on PS4/PS5, it needs a lot of love. So I'm excited to get Overwatch 2 on PS5. And again, if it doesn't work as well as Overwatch, we always have Overwatch on PS4 and I can still play it.
Exactly. So guys, whoever is watching this on YouTube, post your comments below in the section. Let us know what you think. Let me know exactly what is the real damage for this new game being a 5v5 instead of a 6v6, because I honestly cannot really see the big difference in how the community is actually reacting to this. As a casual gamer, as I said, let us know. Post it in the comment section below. And we'll wait for your side and your take on this. But let's jump into the movie universe now. Ash, take it away.
Yes. So this week we have a lot of casting news, and we have a new acquisition. I think that's how you say it, if I say it correctly. But this first news I'm really excited about, and it is the fact that Aaron Taylor Johnson is set to lead Marvel's Kraven the Hunter. Trying to look for the picture. So if you guys didn't know, this is not going to be the first time that Aaron Taylor Johnson dips his toes into the superhero world, because before he was in the MCU, he actually played Kick-Ass in Kick-Ass, which is one of my favorite adaptations that I've ever seen. I love the first one. I don't love the second one as much as I loved the first one, because I think the second one had a couple of issues, especially what happens to Jim Carrey's character, which I was expecting a lot more. So that was his first try at a superhero movie, and it was really successful. And then he actually got the opportunity to play Pietro in the MCU in Avengers: Age of Ultron, which served
Mhm.
as the presentation of Wanda. So
Yep.
in this film, they actually play twin brothers, and now he is coming back to the MCU as the villain Craven the Hunter. So
Technically, he's coming
mhm.
back into the Sony universe, not
Yeah,
the
it's not the
MCU.
MCU. Sorry,
Yes.
I
Yes.
I still forget that
Yeah.
that's still like a thing. So this film is gonna come from Triple Frontier director J.C. Chandler, and if you guys have not seen Triple Frontier on
Whew.
Netflix, please check it
Love that
out. It's a
movie.
great movie with Ben Affleck, Pedro Pascal, Oscar Isaac, and everybody that's like freaking cool in this world. I love that film. And so this is going to be Craven the Hunter's Marvel solo film, but it's going to be Sony. Right now, it has a script by Art Markram and Matt Holloway and Richard Wenk. And apparently, Taylor Johnson has signed on to play the villain in multiple films. So the question is,
Mm.
will he make an appearance in possibly Spider-Man, in a future Spider-Man film? Or did Marvel have like any special negotiations for this character to actually make the leap into the MCU?
Well,
So, what do you think about this?
before I say what I think, let me close this window because, okay, the
Oh
bus
my
just
god,
left.
so much
Uh,
noise!
Secondly, I want to say hi, Aldros. Hi, man. How are you
Hey,
doing?
llegó
How
el
are
drone.
you doing? And I want to read this comment real quick because this was from the last news. It says, so instead of adding something to change the game experience, they'll take something away from them. Talk about cost effective.
I think
Yes,
you mean
that is a,
Overwatch, right?
yeah, he means
Overwatch?
Overwatch. Yes, that is a good point. That is one of them. Now, I'm
Yeah,
not going to defend them at all because I honestly, I don't play Overwatch like this, but maybe they're adding more stuff than just taking away. But
hopefully.
you are correct, and I agree with that.
Mhm.
That's actually reasonable. Yes, um, and he's a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
that he is a Spider-Man villain. Now, what I'm going to say about Kraven the Hunter, because I've seen him in the animated series of Spider-Man in the Fox one, and he's been in a couple series as well, like from the new ones. But when I said, "Oh my God," when you were actually when you were actually, talking about the news, I was looking at, if everybody can see this, I was looking at something in particular. And we run in a era where everything is being canceled.
Oh
And
my
actually, I
god.
haven't seen anything be canceled like in the last few weeks. But please, guys, tell me what you see that could make this character be canceled. Please tell me what you see.
The tiger.
The tiger.
Oh god, get over it. God, if they do that,
Animal cruelty.
God.
Oh
You need to
my
stop. You guys need to
god.
stop.
Oh my god. Animal cruelty. You, bro, if you see people saying, oh, Craven the Hunter needs to be canceled
Oh
for
god.
animal cruelty, I'm like, shut the fuck
Gonna trigger
up.
Star Wolf says Craven
Please.
the
I mean,
Hunter
it's a
is gonna
lion.
gonna
I said
trigger
a tiger, yeah.
PETA. PETA.
Yes. Yeah, it's a lion. Sorry. I said, you said tiger. I was like, tiger. No,
I said
yes.
tiger?
Yes,
Ay,
you said
perdona,
tiger, but
Sai.
I agreed with you. Sorry. It's late at night. It is a lion. It is a lion.
Perdona, Sai. I'm sorry,
But
I'm
yes.
petty.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my God. And one pretty badass guy, but don't see him at a standalone.
That's my biggest
Yeah.
worry.
So I
That's
think
my
he would
biggest
be
worry.
tied to Spider-Man. Craven is gonna trigger PETA. It's a line, yes, it's true. But getting Craven, the what? And is Sony taking the Avengers approach with a possible
Ay,
Sinister Six
bendito, pero
movie?
es que Sony's been trying to do a Sinister Six since the Amazing Spider-Man. They failed miserably, and they're still trying to pull something over there. So,
Yeah.
but I do agree with Sparrowwolf, though. I'm excited for Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's a great actor. Pica birds.
No es el peca
Ay,
huevo.
señor.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay,
But it's true.
señor.
It's
But
true.
I would have to say that I agree with Sparrowwolf because I love the actor. I think if you guys want to see a great performance from Aaron Taylor Johnson, check out Nocturnal Animals on Netflix. It's a film with him, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Amy Adams, and he blew me away in that film. He actually won the Golden Globe for best supporting actor, if I'm not mistaken, in a film, and it's directed by Tom Ford, who is a fashion designer. It's a very good film, but I was blown away by his performance in that film. So I think he's going to be able to pull it off. I'm just worried about the fact that, one, it's a standalone film, and two, the biggest thing that worries me is that it's still a Sony film. It's still a Sony film, and I don't necessarily enjoy the Sony films because the story fails at some point, but they still make money, and we keep getting sequels that we don't want.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
That's how I feel about it.
The thing about this is that, again, we're in a position that we always think that the studio had their hands in this. And the majority of times it is, because they're the ones that actually own the IP and they have the say on things. Mm-hmm. But in reality, we kind of don't really know. We kind of don't really know who did right or wrong. And something that happened today, J.J. Abrams kind of admitted that they didn't have a plan for episode 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So I'm so surprised.
I don't know.
You know what? He admitted it because Daisy Ridley was the first one to say in an interview, I had no idea what they were doing with my character. I remember that when you said and
that.
Now JJ is like, yep, we had no idea what we were doing with Ray or 7, 8.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, cool.
Wow.
Whatever.
But isn't there a discussion that Daisy Ridley will come back to actually represent Ray, to portray
That's
Ray
what I heard.
In The Mandalorian, was it?
What I heard was that I love how we jump into Star Wars. This is what happens with Sony films, guys. This is what happens with Sony films. I heard that apparently they were gonna try to fix her story in The Mandalorian, and that at some point she can make a comeback and play Rey again, which I'm down for because I love Rey. When I see Force Awakens, I see the potential in everybody. It's just that they were failed miserably by a studio. So
they should fix all 3 characters.
Yeah.
Poe, Finn,
especially
and Rey.
Poe. Bro, Poe.
No.
And Finn?
No. Especially Finn.
Especially I don't think he would ever come back to Star Wars. John Boyega? Nah. I don't see that ever happening.
No problem, Sparrow. Don't worry.
No problem.
But yeah. I think I'm gonna give it a chance. Sony has not been a good track record of solo films into these universes, aside from the first 2 Spider-Mans. What was the next? Letting Disney borrow Spider-Man.
Funny? But isn't that funny?
The Spider-Verse, but Into the Spider-Verse. But
oh yeah, they have Into the Spider-Verse, but that's animated.
But Venom, I enjoyed it because it was Venom, but
I don't like Venom. I'm not excited for the second one. I'm obviously going to go see it because I'm curious to see what they're going to do. And the only reason that I'm going to see the sequel is because Andy Serkis is directing, and Andy Serkis is a hell of an actor. And hell of a motion capture actor as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the only reason why I'm going to see it, but I'm not excited for it.
And Aldrich says the Force is strong with Mandalorian, but I'm not sure if it's strong enough.
I'm really scared for season 3. I haven't heard a lot from season 3, and I'm really worried. So I don't know. I love the Mandalorian. If they destroy that for me, that's gonna be like a mira.
Yeah. Ugh. But if you guys are watching us on YouTube, please leave your comments below what you think about this new news about Aaron Taylor Johnson being Kraven the Hunter in a standalone movie of Kraven the Hunter, and it's being produced by Sony. Put your comments in the section below, and let's jump into the next one.
So another casting news. We talked about this maybe months ago, there was a rumor that there was going to be a prequel for Willy Wonka. Apparently, Tom Holland and Timothy Chalamet,
Chalamet.
we're in conversations to play Willy Wonka, but it was officially announced that Timothy Chalamet will be Willy Wonka in the new film Wonka. So
He actually looks like in this picture.
yes, I was gonna say. So this film is going to be directed by Paul King. Paul King is the director of Paddington, which is the movie with the bear that I have not seen. And apparently there's not going to be Charlie Bucket, but it is going to feature several musical numbers. And what I heard was that Timothy Chalamet is actually taking vocal lessons and dancing lessons, and he is prepping really hard to do all of these musical numbers in this film. So, me being a musical theater geek, I love the fact that this film might have, is gonna have, not might have, God, is gonna have musical numbers. So I'm interested to see this guy. I think he's a great actor, and I'm excited to see him in Dune, which is, I think, the most awaited film since last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I am not a musical geek, but I do love movie musicals. They are very enjoyable because you really get to grasp absolutely everything. As to when you're actually in the theater, your eyes are really paying attention to one thing, and then you have to pay like $200 to actually go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Where it is in the movie, you could just rewind, watch it again, unless you're going into the theater. But if you have it in the streaming service, when it comes out, whenever it is, you're able to enjoy this. And I love Hairspray. It's a movie that I really enjoyed. The Phantom of the Opera, the movie I really enjoyed. So I'm kind of, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm intrigued. I would like to see what happens here in Wonka. What's the origin of Wonka, and Willy Wonka? Sorry. And yeah, because there isn't a origin story about him, right?
But I feel that the Johnny Depp film actually presents a little bit of Wonka's past, because I
Yes.
remember that in that film, his dad was a dentist.
Yes.
And he hated his son because he was obsessed with chocolate, and he would get cavities. And his dad was like a very perfectionist, like your teeth have to be white, no cavities and all that stuff. So I'm interested to see if they're going to follow that same line, or if the Tim Burton version is going to be completely scratched, and this is going to be the actual.
That's going to be the question. Yeah.
Yeah. To this known film. So
that's going to be the question. And the thing about it is that what reminds me a lot of Willy Wonka, or mostly about the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory version, where we were watching the past, was that feel of Tim Burton and of this movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, gave me vibes of the games that we're playing now, like Little Nightmares. It was so similar to that.
That's
I'm like,
true.
oh.
But which one do you think is creepier? Because I like the original one, but I think the Tim Burton one, I found it enjoyable, but I think it's even more creepier.
Yes, that's the thing. There is creepiness to the Tim Burton one, and there was more jolly, sprinkles to the original.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of, it's whoever you feel, whatever you gravitate more towards. Do you gravitate more towards that type of, film, darker, creepier, and like an essence, very like a small version of it, but an essence of death surrounding everybody?
Yeah.
Because that's how it feels like. Oh shoot.
I hated the scene with the squirrels in the Tim Burton one. The girl with the squirrels. Oh my god, that drove me nuts. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
No. So it really is based off what you really like and what type of film you would love to see. So anything else?
I'm excited to see this. I'm probably gonna see it. It's Timothy Chalamet. I think is a great actor, and I do believe that he is probably going to be the future of filmmaking or acting, because he's young and he's in his moment right now. So
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
he's blazing a trail for a lot of people. So I'm
For
excited
sure.
for him.
Yeah, for those watching us on YouTube, let us know what you think about this casting as well, about Timothy Chalamet playing Willy Wonka in the new film Wonka.
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Timothy
I said
Chalamet.
Chalamet. I said
You said
Chalamet.
calamari, calamari.
Calamari. Chalamet, calamari.
Cala what?
Chalamet.
Cala
Let us know in the comment section.
what?
But yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna pass to the last news of this week. This was speculated for a while. There were rumors, whispers that this might happen, but today we learned that Amazon officially has acquired MGM. Now, the deal was for 8.45 billion.
Oh my
For
God.
Metro Golden Mayer.
All I need is one.
So, so Amazon has done this to, command a premium price, and they're seeking to bolster their Prime membership offering. So I think this might mean that maybe if you are a Prime member officially, you're going to get like possibly, let's say, for example, No Time to Die. You'll get it exclusively for a couple of days before it's actually released on Amazon. Perks like that. But the funny thing about this deal is the fact that, this company is not only the home to James Bond, Thelma and Louise, Rocky. So we might see a possibility of Creed 3 premiering through Amazon as well. And Creed 2, if I'm not mistaken, and the Rocky films are all available in Amazon, but I think they're also available on HBO Max. So that's going to be a question of whether they're going to move completely to Amazon and to be taken out of HBO Max. But the funny thing about this deal is that even though it was 8.45 billion, Amazon will only own 50% of, I think it's the Bond film per se.
Okay.
I don't think it involves the other films that are probably being made by MGM in the future. But I think Bond, since they are already gearing up to premiere in theaters, hopefully soon, because I'm really intrigued to see this, last installment of Daniel Craig's James Bond. Amazon is only going to own 50% of that, and then we will see for future projects what they're going to do. If this means that Amazon is going to boost up, their prices for the people that are joining their streaming service, if it's going to mean that they're going to have perks in terms of what the movies that will premiere, how will they premiere, how will they tie that into any movies that premiere in movie theaters now that, movie theaters are making a comeback. So I think Amazon is doing pretty well between all of the superhero shows that they have and the adaptations that they are making based on superheroes, and now buying MGM. I think this is pretty rad.
Yeah, I think this is a big advantage to Amazon, as like you just said, like every single streaming service and every single juggernaut company is trying to acquire more services, more IPs, and be the number one, service to go to. And we've seen that a lot now. We just got whims of Netflix also trying to jump into the gaming world.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like everybody is trying to become the new DirecTV, but even better, someone's trying to become Disney, as Disney is acquiring. But honestly, Disney actually tried to become Netflix at first, because the first streaming service, like Prime, and the number one streaming service was Netflix. So Disney really tried to be Netflix at first. Now they became their own thing because they realized, hey, we got something. Sorry, excuse me. We got something. Yeah, I got like.
You got burpees.
But we got so many IPs. We got so many things that we can do. We could put on there, and then they got their Disney Channel, which they got so much there that they could just put back in there in Disney Plus. And Netflix is right now at the point where they have their own money, where they can produce their own things and make their own studios, which I believe they're in the process of creating their own studios, or they already have them. I heard this a while ago. I haven't really looked into it, so I'm not quite sure if they finished already or if they're still in the process of creating their own like studio, like big studio, like in Hollywood. But yeah, Amazon Prime, Amazon itself acquiring MGM, 50% of the assets. It is still huge.
Well, at least
So
that's for James Bond, because I think what I was reading was that there are two other people who are brothers who actually own the other 50%. So they are the ones who they have the creative choice of deciding if there's going to be another Bond film in the future, any spin-offs. So they basically own half of the IP. And I'm just guessing that the bus is here. Time to go to school, sweetie. Get on the bus. You're going to be late. So I'm guessing that basically they're just tapping into Amazon either for more spin-offs, per se, and now and they have a good thing going because they have the Tom Clancy thing as well.
Yes, they do. So it's that I love the Tom Clancy. I love Tom Clancy.
I want to see that Rainbow Six. I want to see that Rainbow Six on my screen. I'm just saying. I'm waiting for that. Waiting like there's no tomorrow.
No, yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about this decision and about this acquisition of MGM from Amazon in the comment section below if you're watching us on YouTube. But yeah, it is pretty interesting. Everybody's going to keep acquiring stuff, and we'll see what else are they going to acquire.
Exactly.
I don't know. But yeah, let's jump into the spotlight of the week. And this week
we got two this week, guys. We got two, not one, but two.
I'm going to start off with the first one. Ash is going to take over the second one.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, I am actually protecting you in this one.
I'm like really joking right now. Okay, so you can start.
So the first one. Bow! Boruto, Naruto Next Generation. This was redeemed by Josito Bonito for us to watch this show. And, before I continue, llegaron otra vez.
Metaverse llegó otra vez.
Vaya. They own a big studio in Albuquerque. Okay, ahí está. Yes.
Thank you
Netflix? Letting me know.
I think
yes.
Netflix. Yeah,
Netflix.
Okay.
And llegó otra vez. Wow.
Llegó otra vez el Metaverse.
Te fuiste, llegó. But yeah, so we're speaking. This was redeemed by Johncito Bonito for us to watch Boruto and Naruto Next Generations, and to give our opinions on at least what we have watched so far. We haven't finished the entire season, but we've watched enough to actually have a very good, decent opinion about the show. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. At the beginning of watching this show, I was a little bit pissed off. I was really pissed off because the character of Boruto was so bratty. I wanted to slap him in the freaking face. Like, oh my God, you're not your father. And again, kids don't really have to be their dads. They just have to be some close, man. But the show itself, it at the beginning, we see ourselves watching Boruto when he's an adult, facing someone, some sort of an enemy. And at the very beginning of the show, that's the first scene, and they say that the age of the shinobi has ended. Like, they're dead. Like, they're going to die. Now, moving on from that scene, we go and jump into the early years of Boruto, which was when he's like 11 years old. And that's the entire trajectory of what we are watching in this show. So I got to be honest. After the beginning of the show, we continued watching Boruto being a bratty kid, wanting to be out of the shadow of his father, Naruto. And it's really clear, and I'm surprised, but it's really clear as we see in this show that Boruto has no idea how much his dad did when he was young. It's
Yeah.
like everything is kept a secret from him for some reason.
Mhm.
Like there was one episode, I believe it's episode 8, that Boruto is actually speaking to Naruto, because Naruto just got early back home from work, and he got dizzy, and it's about this ghost kind of like thing that's consuming and attacking people and making them act out of whack.
Mhm.
And when Naruto gets home back from work, Hinata, the mother, tells Naruto, "Hey, Boruto's acting pretty weird." And essentially, what he was acting like was he was acting just super cocky because he thought he activated the Byakugan, which is the Gekkei Genkai. It is an ability inherited by a clan, which is, for those who know, Neji Hinata has it, which the eyes actually creep up and go like and do what do you call it? What are you doing? And do
I'll
the
talk about it later.
and they were doing, what do you call this?
Mhm.
The veins would pop up. The
Mhm.
veins would pop up, and I lost my train of thought because you were
The
laughing
veins
at
would pop
something.
up.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
The
like, wow, disrespecting my commentary. That's perfect.
I'm
Let
funny,
me
yeah.
watch me when you're doing Army of the Dead. Watch me. I'm
I
kidding.
mean,
um, but okay, I got it back. I got it.
you
I
got it back?
remember.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I
Viste,
remember. I
empezaste en
remember
Army
it.
of the Dead and you.
I remember it. Yeah, I needed to remember that. Anyway, so the thing was that he was getting cocky because he thought that he activated
Mhm.
that Gekkei Genkai, which is the Byakugan. But in reality, his father told him like, no, you didn't. And I know for a fact because in order for you to activate this ability, you need to go through rough training, which I know you haven't. But there was one thing in particular that Naruto asked him, like, did you steal anything or scroll of forbidden jutsu and all that? And Boruto tell him like, no, why would I want to do that? And then Shikamaru was behind him, Hinata was behind him, and saying that there was a kid that actually stole it when he was young, and they were referring to Naruto. But Boruto didn't know that that was his father, so I would have thought that would have been a story that he would have known. But then when he answered, I wouldn't want to be like that. And they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that guy's not cool." It's like he didn't know. So
Yeah.
there's a couple of things that he doesn't know yet about his father, that I'm assuming, and I know for a fact that as the story progresses, he will continue to know about his father and not consider his father a not cool Hokage who does not spend time with his family because he's trying to protect the village. But the story itself is actually very progressive. Like the first 10 episodes were episodes where we kind of actually saw the own personality of what Boruto could have been, and then what his growth is falling into, and it's very progressive. Now, so far, I've been liking it even more. I've been liking it even more since then, and I really enjoy all the characters that I've seen so far. Like I forgot the names. I got to look them up again. But the daughter, I mean the son of Shikamaru, it is one of the characters that actually levels him because that's
I
actually
mean,
Shikamaru.
I have it open here, if anything. Let me see if there's a list of characters.
Yeah. While you do that, let me read some comments here real quick. Boruto es un culicac.
Coolie cagao.
Un culicac. Yeah. I mean,
That's
he's like that, man. Every time I see him, I'm like, this guy. I'm gonna slap him so hard in the face. Pero it's part of it. And Neji, I feel you, Aldros. I really
Is
feel
it?
you.
Oh my god.
What happened?
Hey, Marty. I'm just gonna send you this, and you tell me if this is correct or
Just put
not.
me the link in the chat.
Yeah,
Just put me the
because
link in the chat.
I'm not even gonna try
Because
that. Like, I'm not
Not
even.
gonna send the
No
names
me
and
voy a
all
tirar un Mortal
that.
Kombat aquí, que no sé.
Yeah, so yeah, finally, Mitsuke is one of the characters that we can see. Shikadai Nara is the son of Shikamaru, which I freaking love. He's very leveled as his father is.
Mhm.
Himawari is actually the daughter of Naruto and Hinata, which is the little sister. Konohamaru is huge. Like I love Konohamaru because he's a teacher. And he's probably one of the coolest teachers out there. Shino is
Mhm.
still there. Like there's so many characters that you can see from the old show that are still alive. I can't believe that Rock Lee's son, his name is Metal.
Yeah.
His name is Metal. I'm like, what the
Broccoli.
fuck? But it's kind of cool as well. So
Mhm.
there's so many kids that this show actually shows that if you look past the old guys, the fathers, the first generation of Naruto's entire show, its entirety. I left myself open to that. I left myself open
Yeah.
to that because I've watched the entirety of the first Naruto Shippuden. I've watched it all.
Yeah.
And the simple fact, sorry, and I'll end here
No.
and I'll let you go. The simple fact that I can watch still the old characters in this show satisfying me enough, even though maybe at one point I'll start hating Boruto one more time again.
One
But
more
so
time.
far, that's it. But
Yeah.
yeah. So what are your thoughts on this, Ash?
I think this anime is okay, but I think it comes from a perspective that I haven't seen Naruto Shippuden fully. I've seen bits and pieces, and I think most of the things that I know from the story are because you showed me the video game that was on PS3, if I'm not mistaken, or PS4.
Yep.
They kind of summarize the story in those games, so you don't have to watch the whole anime. But I think that I maybe would have enjoyed this anime more if I had seen Naruto, because at least from what I know from this character, I don't think that
But
his
you
son.
had seen Naruto. It's just you
Yeah,
hadn't
but
seen
not
it fully.
fully. Yeah, but
You
not
had seen it.
fully. Like
Mhm.
I've seen it here and there. Like not enough to know the whole story and completely care about what has happened before Boruto was born and then what's happening now with what he's learning. So in that case, I really didn't like the character of Boruto at the beginning of the show, because even though Naruto was kind of the same when he was growing up, I felt that Naruto wasn't as um like he was irresponsible, but it wasn't a very non how do you say this, como que él
Bratty
yeah, él no era irresponsable porque sí, o sea, he was irresponsible because he really
wanted
like,
love and attention.
and and he genuinely forgot things. Now this guy is like él tiene un guille, because his dad is like, the leader, and he's well known and respected, and he thinks that just because his father is in that position, that he has to be this way, he has to brag
Yeah.
about his dad and all that stuff, and I can understand that as well.
Not even
But
brag because he doesn't brag. He hates
yeah,
it.
yeah, and I mean, I can understand where that comes from, because apparently from what I've seen in the episodes, Naruto isn't always at home. He's always with his mom, and when he comes home and he's tired, he doesn't even have dinner with his family.
No,
So he's
Naruto.
kind of,
Yeah, okay. Boruto is with his mom.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he kind of is growing up without a father, even though his father is one of the most respected leaders in this universe, or in this world that was created for this anime. I do have to say that as the show progresses, it gets a little better, and I start understanding why Boruto is the way that he is. Again, with the perspective that his father is not at home, and I think he mistakes his father's secrecy for not loving him. And I think that's what affects Boruto so much. So I was intrigued in to continue to watch this show to see if Boruto was going to grow and he was going to be different. But I really think that I have to learn a little bit more about Naruto in order to fully appreciate this show. And I remember that I was asking a lot of people about Boruto before I saw the show, and everybody was just like, that show is like, no, this show is like awful. This anime sucks. I don't think it sucks. I think it's a good show. I just think that the side characters are a little bit more interesting than the main character in Boruto. Like I love the side characters. So
Yeah, and to explain more a bit of what I see in Boruto is that, and just to decipher a little bit what you were trying to describe of him,
yeah.
was that you know Naruto's upbringing was completely different than Boruto's upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Naruto was actually fighting for respect because he was bullied. He was cast out by the entire village because he had a monster inside him, which was the
The
nine-tailed
fox.
fox.
Yep.
It was the nine-tailed fox. He had a monster inside him. Boruto does not have a monster inside him. Boruto has not been neglected by the village, rejected by the village, lived alone his entire life like Naruto did when he was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did not have a father. His father died when he was just born, pretty much. And sealing him, and sealing the nine-tailed fox inside him, so he has that power still, and was able to master it, and that's why he's the Hokage of the village, which was his dream since we knew Naruto. But Boruto has nothing close to that, and there might be more because I haven't finished the entire season. I'm
Yeah.
continuing to watch it. I'm going to continue to
Mhm.
watch it, and
Yeah.
I might even do another review on it as it's fully watched at
Mm-hmm.
100%. Um, but so far, it is easy to say that the upbringing of Boruto, it is not even close because Naruto says it in one episode as well,
Mm-hmm.
talking to Hinata's father, Naruto's grandfather. I mean, Boruto's grandfather, that Boruto has it easy. Like everything that is coming to him has it. He has it easy because
Yeah.
he has his father is the king of the village, which in this case is Hokage, the governor of the village. They're all recognized. Good money, good village, good house, great school, which is the only school probably in the village actually. Um, Respected. Family is respected, and he's the hero that's respected in the war because he was the hero. Like there were war heroes, of course, in the entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
but again, he ended up being, who he is. And it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But really quick, right here, I just want to read this comment. Boruto es para los que llegaron tarde a Naruto por la edad.
Literal, por
Yes,
eso dice next generations.
next generation is like, that's why whoever, I mean, half and half, because whoever is watching Boruto right now, cool, yes. But when you go and watch Naruto,
It's a whole different thing. Yeah.
you gotta realize that the story in Naruto
Mm-hmm.
is way better than this story. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying the story is horrible or bad. It's okay. It's good. It's fine. Like it's fine, but it's not like it's not Naruto, bro.
Yeah.
Naruto makes you feel really what being bullied, what being outcast, what being afraid is all about, what fighting for love, what fighting for acceptance is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Boruto is fighting for bullshit, for
Yeah.
nothing, for just being the best and being for the attention of his father, or just being outside of the shadow of his father. I wish I was in the shadow of my father and being Naruto, and then I could grow up and have an expectation and me fight for as hard as I could. Because
Mm-hmm.
if whoever knows the story about my guy and Rock Lee, Rock Lee didn't have a father. My guy's father actually was also pushed out, chewed out, betrayed and killed. And my guy fought to the hardest to be the greatest taijutsu master of all time. Rock Lee fought for the same thing. And because his master was the greatest taijutsu fighter of all time, the greatest shinobi ever declared
Mm-hmm.
in the show, that's what Rock Lee is expecting of Metal, which is Metal
Yeah.
Lee, his son. So
Mhm.
there is so much good in Naruto and so much history and story behind these that when you watch Boruto, it's like it's hard for kids nowadays to kind of grasp what it really means Naruto,
Mhm.
and who he really represents. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just me.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say. That's pretty much what I thought. What anything else you got to say,
Yeah.
Ash?
I wanted to mention that I do like the thing that, I don't know what you call it. The thing that gets into the people's minds when they feel sad or pissed off or something, and it evokes like their true, not their true passions, but what they really want to do, like it's a dark side kind of situation. What do you call it?
Evil
No,
possession.
no, the blue thing that it's not
Oh,
jitsu. Is it a
yeah, no,
jitsu?
no, no, no. I forgot the name, but
See,
right
this
now,
is
but
this is
Boruto
how
put
much
it.
I don't know.
But
I don't know about the show.
Boruto put it the name of the ghost, the ghost.
Oh,
He
well,
just
that
puts the ghost.
I think that's an interesting aspect of the show that actually showcases, people's either true feelings or what they think that they want to do, but at the end, when they do it, is not the correct thing or the thing that they feel. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wait. Sparrow here says his daughter thought. Oh no! Wait. He, this is the first one, right? His son is a warrior. That's why he is metal. A Lee. His daughter thought opted for a softer side in the kitchen. Sarah Lee pound cake. But
But I'm
oh
just
my god.
I
I think
yeah I allowed it, Aldros. I allowed it. It's this one.
which one was it? Oh, Naruto never told him the story of the swing. I say, but
It's a little prick. Ya lo puse, ya lo puse.
yeah, no, man, that's it's what it is. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about the Boruto. If you have a different opinion, let us know in the comment section below. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is Boruto Naruto: The Next Generations redeemed legacy discussion. When I finish the entire show, I'm definitely gonna go back and jump into it again and see if my opinions continue to change. But for
Mhm.
now, this is what we got so far. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching. Let us know in the comment section below if you're watching us on YouTube. All right, we're gonna jump
And cut.
into we're gonna jump into
Ay, Dios mío. Army of the Dead.
there we go. I was just
Qué
waiting for you to
emocionada.
say
I'm so excited. Army of the Dead.
it.
Guys, I have mixed feelings about this film, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. By the way, John, I was laughing because Sparrow Wolf sent me his review via WhatsApp. Te lo voy a mandar.
Of what?
Of Army of the Dead. Y es un meme.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was laughing.
Okay.
But yeah, let me start really quick with this. If you guys don't know what Army of the Dead is, this is a zombie heist film directed by Zack Snyder, with a screenplay by Shay Hatton and Joby Harold, based on a story that Zack Snyder created. The film features Dave Bautista, Ella Purnell, Omari Hardwick, Ana de la Reguera, Theo Rossi, Nora Arneceder, and Hideyoki Sanada, aka Scorpion, among other,
Nice.
so many people. It has an ensemble cast,
I'm
and
impressed
this
that you
film,
said his name right like that. Holy
I'm
shit.
learning, Papo. ¿Qué te está
Oh
pasando
my
a ti? ¿Qué te está
goodness.
pasando a
What was his name?
ti?
What was his name again?
Hideyoki Sanada. Oh, wow, Papo.
Oh, Papa.
Wow. Estoy aprendiendo, ¿viste? But yeah, this film features an ensemble cast. It premiered last Friday on Netflix, and it basically tells the story of Las Vegas. They were invaded. They have like a zombie invasion, so Las Vegas is like no longer existent. And Hideyoki Sanadu's, oh my god, I forgot the name.
Oh, you
Jinx
screwed
it.
it up.
Hideyoki Sanada's character calls Dave Batista and asks him to create this group of I don't know, the Army of the Dead per se.
Group of
So
mercenaries, yeah.
a group of
Yeah.
mercenaries, and
Yeah, pretty
they
much.
have to go to this hotel in Las Vegas, open a vault that has a lot of money, but then of course As it happens in all stories, this guy has a plan B, and that's not what he really wants. I'm going to talk about the things that I liked about this film. I have a lot of mixed feelings with this film because I feel that it had the potential to be so much more, but it failed where it shouldn't have failed. I have to say that I loved the it is Hushi.
Gotcha.
I have to say that I think this film has one of the best openings that I've ever seen. It's one of my favorite ones in terms of how
Yes,
they
I
present
agree.
each cast member using the Las Vegas theme song, and then you see in this opening how Las Vegas starts to get like invaded by zombies as people start getting infected along the way. And I have to say that the last act of this film I really enjoyed, even though it has its problems. I loved the gore in this film. I thought the gore in this film was perfect for a zombie film, and the zombies were insane. I love the practical effects that the zombies had, and the makeup effects that each zombies had, especially the queen zombie and the alpha zombie. I love them. I love the concept that they were two leaders among this group of zombies that were just wandering in Las Vegas. And the other thing that I have to say is that I liked the approach that Zack Snyder gave to these group of zombies, because it wasn't like what we saw in like Walking Dead or what we see in previous films, which is like zombies like wandering around. They don't know. They just want to eat flesh. These zombies, they were actually intelligent, and they would always wait for the alpha or the queen's call in order to attack a human. And I think that was very smart. And I have to say that for me, the MVP of this film is the tiger. And the tiger has the best kill in the whole film. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Now, where this film fails for me is in the story. I think that it's a missed opportunity in terms of how much Zack Snyder could have explored more the zombies, the group. How does the alpha, gets to be determined? We all know how he picks the queen. That whole concept of the zombies, I wish it was explored a little bit more. My problem with the story was that I did not care for these characters. I didn't care for these characters. I didn't feel any attachment to them. And by the end of the film, even though I have to say that each of them, because spoilers, if you guys haven't seen this film, everybody dies. Literally everybody dies except for two characters.
You should have waited a little bit more to
I
say
said
that.
spoilers.
No, but you said so. Spoiler, guys. Everybody dies. I'm like, whoa, give me a second.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah. I think everybody here has seen it. That's my warning for you guys.
Spoiler, guys. Everybody dies. Oh,
everybody
what the fuck? Give me a second.
I couldn't wait to say it. But yeah, everybody in this film dies, and even though I love the fact that each character had their own death scenes. I didn't feel for them. I was like, oh, they look cool, but I didn't feel anything for the character. And I have to say that I hated the fact that the daughter in this film who causes all of the trouble is the only character that, spoilers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, is the only one that survives in this film. Yeah. The logic of some of the characters, it didn't make sense to me, especially eso escuché, metaverse, eso escuché. The logic of these characters, I didn't understand, especially the girl who at the beginning knows that the guy that was sent by Hiroyuki Sanada's character actually locked her in a room with zombies. Why couldn't she communicate to the group or to her partner that this guy was doing something evil?
Right, the first one that dies.
Exactly, and she gets killed. That was stupid.
I'm like, you're like right there. You're about to die. Can't you scream out loud that this guy fucked you over?
Exactly. So that doesn't happen.
That's not logical. You no. If you tell me you want to save the suspense and save, oh wait, if I say this, then the plot doesn't continue. Then don't make that scene right there so obvious for her to reach their friends for her to actually have the ability but not do, which is
Exactly.
tell them that, hey, this fucker is actually going to betray you. She was right there in front of everybody. She was about to die.
Yeah.
She could have said something like
She just had
screaming,
a. She
kill
just had
that
a.
guy or no, God.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
She just had a pretty scene and she died, and that was it. And this
I'm
is
not gonna
why.
lie, her fight scene killing zombies was great.
Yeah, that was badass.
That was great.
That's the thing about this. That's why I have so many mixed feelings, because there are some things in this film that work for me so well, and then there's these other things that are just like so boring, because I really found that after the opening, the build up to getting to know these characters
A
and
montage.
seeing them. No, but that's the opening. After the opening,
oh.
when we meet Dave Bautista and we have Hideyoki Sanada's character come into the shop where he's making the burgers and offer him the job.
Yeah.
All of that up until him getting everybody, recruiting everybody, making the group. I found that so boring. I was really bored, and I was like, this is not hooking me in the way. And as soon as they went back to the last act, when they start to get into the hotel to get to the vault, that's when things became interesting, even though I have so many problems with some of the choices that these character makes, because they weren't logical. And I don't know if Zack Snyder wanted this to be literally an army of the dead, having these characters be like come together so they can all die, and then there's a reference to like a time loop thing that's happening, because we do see some bodies on the floor and they are the characters. So that's another thing that's not answered. And then apparently one of the characters is infected by the end and he's going to Mexico. So I'm guessing that the sequel is going to be in Mexico. I really don't know. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I was really, I don't know if I was really tired that day. We actually saw it when we came back from Washington. So I don't know if I was really tired, but I was really. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Nah.
We saw it on Saturday.
Nah.
Yes.
Did we?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Sí,
wow.
señor.
Oh, coño, man. Okay.
Yeah. Eso de loopholes de logic se los perdono porque me entretuvo la película, pero Snyder tiene que dejar de estar cogiendo fiebre con los effects, maldita sea Blur. Oh yeah, I was gonna say another thing. The character that was added, the woman that replaced the guy that was accused of sexual assault. She didn't do anything for me. She looked very put there, like literally in some of the scenes.
I mean, maybe he had to cut a couple things because it might not made sense, and when there was some like very obvious direct dialogue that needed to be fixed, it might have been a problem. It might have been a problem. So it's, I don't know. It's it could have been hard. Here's what I gotta give for what they had to deal with and green screen her in. It worked pretty well. Like the work of her effect of being there worked very well. But I'll let you finish and I'll have my opinion then.
Nah, the last thing that I want to say is that I really saw the potential in this film to be like a fun zombie film, and when the zombie aspects were there mixed with what they were trying to do, it worked, even though some things weren't logical to me. This is like my perspective. I don't know if I haven't watched a lot of zombie films and I'm missing something, because I think I'm like a 2% out of everybody that people love this film. People love this film. They say they had fun and all that. I really want to see if I can watch it again, but I think it's really boring. I don't think I could sit through and it's really long. It's almost 3 hours, in good old Zack Snyder fashion. So that's all that I have to say about this film. I wish I could have enjoyed this film a little bit more. I wish I could have cared for the characters a little bit more, but the time that Zack Snyder takes up to set up these characters, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. The movie's a little bit too long, and I think that if they would have focused on the concept of the zombies and the alpha and how he gets the queen and how these zombies determine that this man is the alpha because he was the first one that was infected, would have been a very interesting concept mixed in with the whole heist situation. So for me, I give it like a, I don't know, 6.5 out of 10. And that's how I feel about Army of the Dead. So,
All right, before I jump into my opinion real quick, y otra cosa, si buscan la escena de Joker contra el Sunset en Justice League y ven la escena de la hija de Batista contra el Sunset, es la misma. Rick
sí.
Snyder, pensaste que nadie se iba a dar cuenta.
Él la grabó el
Superpowers.
mismo día. No dijo nada.
Yeah. Okay. So what I gotta say about this is that this was I really liked the fact that this movie was a zombie, Dawn of the Dead movie, but it was Army of the Dead. It was like kill zombies, killing zombies, like kill this. It wasn't
I think he was the director of Dawn of the Dead, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's why I mentioned it. Yes, he was Dawn of the Dead. He was. I agree with the fact that the movie could have been in some areas just a little bit cut, short. There could have been like at least 10, 20 minutes cut off. But I don't know. I feel like where the character of the pilot, I think that character didn't matter whatsoever at all. The character of the pilot could have been cut the hell off.
Mm-hmm.
And at least like reshoot a scene where one of them can actually fly the plane. I don't know. I think they gave the character too much importance for nothing. And yes, that would have been the only character that could fix the helicopter that was broken and all that. But yeesh, like I don't know, like there could have been something different. And I say it criticizing it like this, but again, if I'm putting it in Snyder's position, what other script could I have done? Yeah, that's the same thing that anybody could say. Like, then write a different script. Of course, I would just eliminate the fact that they can escape through helicopter, or I would make it the fact that at this time, like at 1600 hours, you have to be in the rooftop of this place, and there's going to be a helicopter there picking you up instead of you make it. So you're telling me that he nada hey whatever the name of this guy has so much money that he couldn't just get a freaking helicopter to fly over, Las Vegas. I get the fact that they have to sneak in and they gotta go unnoticed, but at certain 100 hours, the aircraft is going to come up, go pick them up, and bring them out. Like if they're going out of the field with a helicopter, the same, consequences of them going out, they were going to be pursued no matter what. So because the guy that he sent in, he was going to escape in the same helicopter. So,
yeah, but I think the plan was for them to leave them and actually die. It was never to get the money. They wanted the queen's head.
No. But that's what I mean. Like even that because that was the plan. What I mean is script wise.
Okay.
It could have been eliminated. The fact that this character exists, the one that could fix the helicopter. With this that I just made, you could have eliminated that fact, and that helicopter could have been meant to pick up his own higher E, the guy that he recruited to get the head of the alphas, one of the zombies, so that he can reproduce it and earn more. Because that was the catch: a head of a live alpha. One of the alphas is worth more than $200 million, which was the money that was in the vault that they had to open, and they thought that was a real mission. Even though that was the real mission, they would have still had that money, so he technically did not lie. The money was there. They could have escaped with that money. The fact that, the head guy had this other mission and needed to kill everybody else was stupid. Because they could have had both things. What is the fucking problem? To me, I need somebody to tell me, because this and that, they clashed. No. If the guy needed a head of an alpha, do it. And they still would have that money, and everybody would have left happily ever after. They got their money because they got hired, and Hinata Hidebari would have gotten the other thing. So, I don't know. no witnesses. Then when they got, I don't know, man. Like it to me, no witnesses. Cool. I got 200 or $1 million out of this thing. Why the fuck would I want to speak? I'm not gonna talk about any shit.
Metaverse dice lo que pasa es que la escena se ven ellos mismos muertos en el piso con la misma ropa, tenían que poner a la Pailo para machar el muerto en el piso. Nada, papi,
Yes.
que le den un croppy para afuera.
Yeah, and that's funny because the one guy that was actually seeing their deaths was the black dude that had the saw. He was telling them everybody's gonna die. Everybody's dying. And when I saw the necklace, and I told them when we were watching the movie, I was like, yo, they're all going to die. Remember, I told you, like, they're all going to die because she had the necklace and their body had the same necklace. It's like, they're really all going to die.
Literally.
So, and they did. And the first thing after that, La Mexicana gets her freaking head
twisted. Esa estuvo buena. Like, I think like that was my favorite death. Sí, pero se le salió.
Yes.
Oh my God, se le salió la espina por aquí.
The most painful death that you can imagine because she wasn't put out of her misery. She wasn't put out of her misery. Her head just got turned all the way, and all the pain that she was feeling, that's why she was crying.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, as a person, if I see that, man, if the guy really loved her so much or whatnot, I would have put a bullet in her head to stop her misery because there's no way of fixing her.
There was no time.
Just put a bullet in her head and put her out of her misery. That didn't even happen. I'm like, oh my God.
Sí, mano, que, yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, overall, I would give it the same, like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I did enjoy performance-wise. I don't think anybody was really bad other than the freaking pilot and the guy that was hired by Hinari Horihara. What's up, Deborah? I don't have his name right here, but the guy that was hired by him,
Hideyoki
Sanada, the guy that was hired by him was okay.
Sí.
But everybody else, did an okay performance. They were fine. They were.
So
they were fine.
Sparrow Wolf sent me this on WhatsApp.
Oh, what is it? No one, absolutely no one. Zack Snyder, dita sea pana.
As a head review, this Sparrow Wolf. That's why I was laughing earlier.
But no.
But yeah, I don't know. Another thing that I want to mention, maybe it's me. I never saw the trailer because I wanted to be genuinely surprised by this film. So we never saw it. But I think that the way this film is marketed in terms of posters, promotions, what pictures they decided to put out there to get people interested versus what we see in this film, it is not the same tone. This film has a very inconsistent tone in terms of it wanting it to be badass, and then all of a sudden it shifts way too quickly into a sentimental or emotional part of the film, and then they put this really corny music like tin, 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 so you can get the feeling. But it kind of ticked me off. So that's another thing that I noticed, at least from my perspective, the way this film was marketed versus what we got as the final result. Not the same thing.
I don't know how it was marketed because I didn't see any trailers. I didn't see any posters. So
bueno, I saw the posters and all that stuff. So the feeling that you get when you see the promotional material versus what you watch in the film, it doesn't add up. Not to me, at least. So
I didn't get that at all. I got the movie that I watched, and I mean, it was an okay movie. I enjoyed the parts that were action based, that were shooting and stuff like that. But I fucking hated the daughter as well. I was annoyed the fuck out. I was like annoyed the same level that I was annoyed by Boruto.
Yeah,
I was annoyed by her the same way. I'm like,
Chico, es que this movie, como te digo, that's why I said it. There's some stuff in this film that has so much potential, and if it would have kept that same tone or that same perspective in the film, it would have been better. But then it shifts to like more storytelling with characters that I don't care about. I really don't get to care about them at the end. So when they all die, I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. Like his death His death was cool. Her death was cool.
The
That's
best
cool.
death, the
Thanks for
tiger.
the gore. Thanks for the gore, Zack Snyder. That's it.
The
So,
best death, the
sí,
guy that gets
Acho.
mutilated
Mira,
by
mira.
the tiger. Oh my God, I
Mira,
love
está en la
that.
cabeza y la hace así, mira.
Yes, but you
Oh, that
see,
was
those are the
gross.
things that I really loved: the deaths, the gore. That was
Yeah.
something that I really enjoyed about
That
the
was an A
movie.
plus.
And it's like the guy was thrown out like freaking wow. Whew. It was
Le dio pan
insane.
pan.
I was like,
Le dio pan el
shit,
tigre. Sí.
what?
Oh, and
It
then
was crazy.
I love the horse too. The horse looked insane.
The
in
horse
this
looked
film.
great. And if you guys, and before I continue, let me just read this real quick. Oh, before I read this comment, let me just say this. The horse's look was actually an entire outfit. They would just put it on like a t-shirt. It was just like a t-shirt. They put it on it, poop. Let's make sure it's tight, and that's it. They didn't put makeup on the horse or anything. It was an entire clothes, like a cloth. And they just put the cloth on the horse. And the first time they just started putting the pieces, but when they took it off, it's just a t-shirt. Just take it off, put it on. That's the horse. I was like, wow, that actually gave room the horse to breathe, not to be, feeling like he was trapped or something like that with all that. But anyway, before we continue and leave, la escena que más me molestó fue Batista missing the grenade launcher. El tipo no fallaba ni un tiro con la arma más grande y el target más grande falla.
Dude, dímelo. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yo,
like, there's no logic in this film, bro. I'm sorry.
But did he really miss? Are you talking about the last scene where the dude is right there and he just misses and he throws it?
Esa misma.
Oh my God. Okay.
Bro.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
I thought the same thing, but you know what I'm going to say? You know what? I'm going to just believe that he threw it on the freaking wall or on the stairs to not lose the chance of missing the guy and passing like 4 doors of a miss, you know. So let me just throw it in the like beside him, boom, and blow that to see if I don't miss. So, but
a ver qué pasa.
A ver qué pasa. I know. I got you, Meta. Yaldro says, after seeing this movie, I thought maybe the WB executives were right not to continue the Snyderverse.
Yo no te voy a mentir. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the same thing. Same thing. Porque ¿sabes qué? I didn't like this film.
Eso está fuerte. That's.
Pero I didn't like this film. Entonces, Justice League, it is one of the best things that I've seen this year. Pero it's not a film that I always remember. Porque I was making the list of movies. Y I was like, oh, I know I'm missing a movie here. Después dije, oh my God, it's Justice League.
But here's the thing. Justice League tiene an excuse. It's been dragged.
Obviously.
It's been dragged for 2 years.
Army of the Dead has no excuse.
Yeah, Army of the Dead has no excuse.
No,
like Justice League, you know, it was dragged for so long. There was so much things going on that when the actual cut came out and he had the opportunity to do the things in his right mind, not worry about his daughter before she passed or when she passed. You know, there were so many things that when Justice League came out, full throttle, 4 hours, it was the thing that we wanted.
Claro.
Then again, when he did Man of Steel, I freaking love Man of Steel. So, coño, Aldro, that's like that's too heavy.
Coño, Aldro.
I would say that's too heavy.
Mira.
Lo más que me acuerdo de Justice League es las tipas cantando por medio hora.
Mira, ¿cómo era que ya empezaban? Y el mega close-up. Mira, le falta el yalalay de The Witcher. Ya la madre.
Oh man. Ay, Dios, but
Ay,
yeah,
señor.
Man, you know. So yeah, these are our thoughts on the Army of the Dead. You know, you know, and here's the thing, guys. When we criticize these movies, we are fellow aspiring actors as well.
Yeah.
Like at one point, hopefully in the future, you know, we get to the status that we want, and then we're gonna get criticized the same way. We're gonna get, you know, these things the same way. But
esa película que sale bien rosado,
trust me, I've made films that I'm gonna be real.
Están peor que Army of the Dead.
But the entire film around it is worse than Army of the Dead. Sí. I don't suck. I'm pretty good. You can ask Ash. I do good in these films.
Sí.
But everything around the film sucks. And again, it is growth. It is everything. But when you're at the top level, then that is completely different.
Yep.
So at one point, that's going to happen to us. It's going to happen to me. So I'm expecting it. Hablando de música, eso quedó bien en esta movie. Yes,
that's
the movie was great. I mean, the music.
I think this film has one of the best openings that I've seen.
Yes.
Y que es con el de Viva Las Vegas, ¿verdad?
Honestly, it was great. Film, at the beginning of the film, it showed the origin of this film. Mm-hmm. The first 10 minutes was the origin of this entire film. What happened, and then when the montage ends, like the origin explanation, it ends 5 years after then, and then 5 years after jumps into the entire movie. It's like, man, I was really hoping I was gonna see the origin instead of watching the sequel,
the montage
to an original film that I needed to see the origin first and then the sequel. You know what I mean? Because I saw the first film in 10 minutes, and then Army of the Dead was the sequel after the 10 minutes.
Exactamente, llegó el punto, papo. Ahí está. Gracias, me entendiste. Now you get me. Now you get me.
The first 10 minutes of the film is the origin of the Army of the Dead. So in this film, there were two movies. One lasted 10 minutes at the beginning. Exactly. And the other one lasted 2 hours and somewhat.
That's why I told you. That's why I told you that even though I like the opening, even though 5 years have passed, I didn't feel the history between these people. Que eran mercenaries y que sé yo qué diablo. Yo como que I don't see that. That's not reflected to me.
I think the original film needed to be made. The first 10 minutes needed to be made into an entire film.
Mira, the last thing that I want to say is I hate the fact that Dave Bautista's daughter actually went to save a person and that person got killed. Both of them got killed at the end of this film. Like
that's why I hated her.
What the fuck?
Stupid. I hated her because she was fucking stupid. Like, why your dad told you before you go into the fucking Vegas area, you do not leave my sight. If we can save your friend, we will. If we can't, we will not. Because of you, everybody technically died.
Yo, bro, and she survived. Her. Oh my god, and she survived.
I hope she lived with this mother guilt.
No creo.
Yo. No.
Ella le va a decir al papá, that's what you get porque you didn't come for me when you had to kill my mom because she was a zombie and she was about to kill both of us. Hello.
Bueno, leyeron las teorías que hay por ahí. No, dímelo. Dímelo,
theories. What is one? Tanto interés, pero dime, tira una por ahí.
She killed them, plus the pilot and her father.
Exacto. Thank you.
Hi.
Aquí, los enemies no son los zombies en esta película. It's the daughter.
It's the daughter. Bien cabrón. De los aliens, Alpha versus Omega, time travel y your realidades paralelas.
Lo de las realidades paralelas, sí, eso yo lo leí. That's
what? True. And she didn't get to take any of the money.
Oh, yes, she did. El papá le dio par de pacas de chavo.
El papá le dio pacas de chavo, but she didn't take any of the money when it was in the vault. It's like, oh my God.
¿Tú sabes quién salió mejor? El que se fue a México. Ese fue el que salió.
No, but he's still dying. Remember.
Está bien, pero ese va a ser el pimp zombie de la secuela. Va a estar ahí con la paca de chavo. Mira, no va a venir otro season de Narco. Army of the Dead en México.
Army of the Dead en México. Narco Army of the Dead.
Exacto, con el loco este.
Oh, man, but Anyway, guys, we're gonna end it right here. Thank you so much for watching.
Ah!
Before we go, if we have one more thing to say. Oh wait, dice el que se fue a México es Omega y Zeus es Alpha.
Sí, papá.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow, Papa. He's going to be the new Alpha radioactive zombie.
Zombie, sí, papá.
Wow.
I know that a sequel. I know that a sequel for this film is inevitable. So whatever.
Yeah.
Vamos. Quiero ver la serie animada. A lo mejor la serie animada va a estar más buena que la película.
Yeah, that's the possible. Las series siempre están mejores que las películas últimamente, guys. That's the thing. The series always do that. But anyhow, I don't have anything to throw into the universe today.
Yo tenía algo y se me olvidó.
What was it?
I talked about this with you, but I really want to. I don't know if it's Xbox. I don't know who owns this, but I was watching Killer Instinct videos on YouTube the other day. I used to play that game in Nintendo. I really want this game to make a comeback, so I'm throwing that into the universe. That's it.
Killer Instinct. Do a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had the Nintendo game and I had the soundtrack. The soundtrack, oh my god.
Okay.
Great. I wanted to come back.
Making a comeback. Throw it into the universe. Let me see the last comments here before we go. Según las teorías de Alpha y Omega, siempre son opuestos. So si el que se fue a México es Omega, maybe he gets todas las habilidades de esos zombies sin ser un... Bro, are you telling me he's going to be the alternate universe Blade?
Posiblemente.
The alternate universe Blade? Like, Blade's got all the strengths, none of the weaknesses of the vampires? Oh, en la cosa, papo.
Eso me parece interesante.
En la cosa, papo. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with us today on another TLU. Let's talk about it. Don't forget, this Saturday, we're going to be streaming Resident Evil Village again at 9. We got the schedule right here. If I am not mistaken, no, we do not have the schedule.
I got it, though.
Here.
Do you need it?
Not right now. I mean, the last day is going to be there on Saturday. But Saturday is going to be our last stream till the week after, because the week after this, we're actually going to Orlando. So we're going to be in another vacation. Woo! So we're not going to be back until not this next week, the other week after. That's when we're going to go back into full throttle streaming.
See, we promise we're going to come back full throttle.
Yeah.
Lunes, martes, miércoles. Wow.
Anyway, going back to this, thank you so much for being here, guys. We really appreciate it. We've missed streaming. We've missed talking with you guys, and we're going to be more active at the beginning, the second week of June. We're going to be more active again as we used to be in the channel. So don't fright. We're not going anywhere. We'll be around. One more time, thank you so much for being here with us. Don't forget our merch in our TLU merch store. You can find the what again, Ashley? You're more savvy with this. You got this.
Pride Across the Universe, which has our signature astronaut with the Puerto Rican, Dominican, and United States flag. You can also get a Legacy Masters horror section design done by Saturn_Strawberry. Please follow her on Instagram. And we have a Throw It Into the Universe t-shirt. And if you are a fan of our section Legacy Masters, we also have t-shirts, tank tops, and mugs and hoodies. But it's getting hot. So with our Legacy Masters logo. So all you have to do is visit tinyurl.com/TLU merch to get your awesome merchandise, and you can rep your Legacy pride.
Definitely, guys. So thank you again one more time for being here with us. We really appreciate you. Thank you one more time again. And spotlight of the week on the week of June 9th. We're going to do Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, and Samurai X on June 16th on TLU. Let's talk about it on Wednesday.
Kenichi was redeemed by Beat Paulette, and Samurai X was redeemed by Metaverse, que está ahí en los comentarios.
Yes. And we got Hades, which we're going to be playing it soon. Again, like money doesn't fall from trees, but we're going to do our best, And lastly, we got Reloads every Friday at 7 p.m. via Puerto Rico Comic Con's Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. So stick around for that. Thank you again for being here with us, guys. We will see you. Oh, don't forget to follow us on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter via the Legacy Universe.
And join our Discord community. It's really freaking awesome. It's the best. Okay, ya, ahora sí.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, can you take out the trash later, bro?
Good friend, goodbye.